ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله.
You didn't bring a single book here, all right? Other than the Quran. I did. I have books galore, and I'm going to show them to you. Okay. And I brought it. I came a few weeks ago with the books, and you didn't show up. Yeah, we've got video. I was here. You didn't show up with the books, and I'll show you the video.
These Christian hate preachers are filled with lies. We're going to point out just a few to end their Islamophobic career. Here, we had given them a day that we're going to show up with the books the weekend after our first discussion, and they didn't show up. Here's a video showing us at the park with the books and these guys chickening out. The first lie that they're caught on.
Alhamdulillah, we brought all the books today. The days that we're not here because they know it's the day before Eid or you're in I'tikaf, they come. We brought all the evidences books. Don't just sit around trying to find, little Googled up misprints and things. We brought the evidences here where they are. You want to know Masih in the Quran? Here you go. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Mal Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul. That's it. Mal Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul. He is nothing except a messenger in the Quran itself. You want evidences? You want references? We got the books. Don't just sit there on Clubhouse. Come out. Now, the issue is, when I brought the hadith, you still tried to get away from it. That means you're not trying to find the truth. The video is there. When I brought it, you were like, no, why is it in the Quran? When I brought other hadith that explained the word Masih, you were like, why isn't it in the Quran? If the issue is him just trying to get away from the issue, that's up to you. If you want to know what is al-Masih in the Quran, then I've got the Quran here. Now, you said, I want the explanation of Masih. Where are you going, Avery? Running away? Running away, Avery. Come on back. Why are you running? Did I walk away when you were speaking? You don't think this is rude?
No, good.
All right. So he asked.
Going now, I had to restart it.
They're only worried about views and cameras, man.
Oh, you got your camera on?
Yeah, I got my camera. We can turn them off if you want. I'm
every
good.
Word from you.
All right.
Because
so now he asked, what is the concept of Masih in the Quran? If that's the issue, the creedal issue, when you asked about, it's on video. That's what you asked. Mal Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul.
That's not what I asked.
What does it say in the Quran clearly? The question here is, you're trying to hide from the concept by going into notes and this and that. When I bring you clear evidence from the Quran that says, Mal Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul, what does it mean? Anybody here? What is the Masih? You want to explain what is the Masih ibn Maryam? He is a Rasul. He is nothing more than a messenger. You want to know the concept of Masih in the Quran? I brought it to you from the Quran. Now answer that. Go ahead. Look at it.
Beautiful.
Look at it. Look at it. No. I'm not done speaking.
Oh, wait.
I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking.
You want another monologue?
I'm not done speaking.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, the issue is, when we bring evidence, then he's just going to try to run from it. So I'm going to present the evidence clearly so that there is no running from it. Then I'll let you speak. There's a conversation. I'm not done speaking.
So from the Quran, you said,
from the Quran itself, Surah Al-Ma'idah, right here. Mal Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul. What is the messenger? What is the Masih ibn Maryam? Nothing but a messenger. Rasul, Masih, Quran, done. That.
Right,
now, on top of that, I'm not done. No, I'm not done speaking.
So Uthman,
now, I showed you from books of hadith.
Didn't we do this and say we was going to respect the conversation?
This is the respectful conversation.
So you made 2
Let me
points.
finish speaking.
You made 2
Let me
points
finish
from the
speaking.
Book. No. You're done right now.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
To be fair, listen.
I'm not done.
Look, relax.
But to be fair and to be more than fair, to be nice,
let me get a point.
I'll let you speak.
I appreciate your hospitality.
Good.
Now, this is what's hilarious to me.
Go ahead.
So he said that I'm the one running and hiding behind links and stuff. I asked, and this was my question, what does the Messiah mean according to the Quran and according to the Hadith? And why is Jesus called the Messiah in the Quran or the Hadith? Bring me that answer.
Here's his second lie. Now he's saying his question was, what does the Messiah mean according to the Quran and Hadith? And who else was, but the fact is, when he came, that was not his question. His question was, what is the Islamic concept of the Messiah? Here's a video of his actual question to show his lie.
I had a question.
Go for it.
About the Messiah.
All right.
So from the Islamic perspective,
okay,
what does Messiah mean?
So you're talking about
now, when it comes to what you just brought, this is hilarious to me. You brought Quran verses. Chapter 3 is the first one you quoted, is that correct? Or chapter 5? Which one did you quote?
Surah Al-Ma'idah.
All right, chapter 5. So you quoted chapter 5, which says that the Messiah, Jesus the son of Mary, is nothing but a messenger, right? That's what you quoted, correct?
Right.
Can you pull up the verse? Let's look at
Yeah.
it. This is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Don't touch it.
why?
Because you're najis, bro.
I'm
You're
what?
najis.
Najis.
You're not in a, yeah, sorry.
What is
This
a
is
najis?
mushaf.
What is that?
Najis, you haven't made ghusl, you haven't done
What is a
cleanliness.
najis? What does that mean?
Najis is you're not in a state of purity. Only people in
So
sort of
you're
purity
calling me
touch-
dirty?
Yeah, filthy, yeah.
You're calling me filthy?
Yeah, you don't know kuffar and najis?
I love it.
Good.
True colors is coming out.
My
man.
color's always been
True
out. Go
colors
ahead.
is coming out. Okay. So he says that
Doesn't mean you're not najis.
no problem. You're saying that this tells you what the Messiah is.
Sure.
No, it doesn't.
How it doesn't?
All it did was describe to you Jesus, what Jesus is.
Okay.
It doesn't tell you that the Messiah is only supposed to be a
Al-Masih, the Messiah.
The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary.
Exactly.
So it's identifying who the Messiah is, and then says that this person, Jesus,
You're funny.
is nothing but a messenger.
Okay. Are you-
It's almost
are you
like-
done speaking
I'm
now?
not done yet. I'll give you a turn.
Okay.
Relax.
I'm
Don't
listening.
be nervous.
I'm not
Relax.
nervous.
Okay, then just chill.
Go ahead.
All right. So now it's almost like me saying this. Like if I say the king, Jerome, is a black man, does that mean that I'm describing the title the king, or am I describing Jerome, who happens to be the king? Which one am I describing? The king
You
or
want me to
Jerome?
answer?
Please.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah,
quick.
so I will. Your statement is wrong because it doesn't say Al-Masih who Rasul. This is your problem. No, you want to answer.
didn't answer the question.
I am answering if you listen.
Please,
It
on your
doesn't
point.
say Al-Masih who Rasul or
does it
Masih
say?
ibn Maryam. It
It
said
says
Ma Masih.
What does it say?
Ma. What does it mean?
Go ahead.
So this is your ignorance.
No, it's not my
you
ignorance.
come. Okay,
What
now
you're doing is
let me speak
exploiting
now.
yourself.
No,
No,
I'm not.
I
I'm not.
wasn't done
Any
because
Arabic.
I asked
You
you-
asked a question.
Yes, and you
Let me
didn't- and you're
answer
not
my
answering.
question.
No.
I am.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
the
no,
answer.
because you're trying to take
Because
over
the
my point.
statement you
Uthman,
made is
you're
wrong.
trying to-
When
no,
you say
Uthman, you're trying
the
to take
king,
over my
can I?
point. Uthman,
No, it's
no,
Arabic.
it's not.
Yeah.
I got the
Okay.
English. It's okay.
So I got you.
Uthman,
Listen.
you're trying to take
Let
over
me.
my
No,
point.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
going to
are.
just explain
No,
the
you're not explaining
wording so
anything.
you don't quote it
What
incorrectly.
verse number?
What is the ma for?
What verse number is it?
Look at it.
What verse number is it?
Surah Al-Ma'idah, 75.
Thank you. So I'll quote from the English
Okay.
Quran, so we can see exactly what it says. The Messiah, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger.
Exactly.
So,
now you see that? The point you skip is no more. When you have, okay, I'm gonna. You asked a question and you won't let me answer. You wanted me to speak, right?
You didn't answer the
because you
question,
quoted
but
it
you're
wrong.
trying to take over
You
the point.
quoted
No, I
it
didn't.
wrong. You
So,
did because
it's
you
okay.
missed the ma.
It's okay.
You skipped over the ma. That's
No,
what I'm
I
trying
didn't
to.
skip
You
anything.
did. You said the king
I didn't.
is a black man. That's not the way the Arabic is.
That's
Ma
exactly
Masih. Ma.
That's exactly how it is.
No, you
So, all
missed
right,
the nafi.
No problem.
Look,
no
because
problem.
look,
No problem. No
I'm
problem.
gonna let you speak.
Thank
I'm gonna let you
No, thank
speak.
and I'll give it to you back. So this is what's interesting. It says here, the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger. Does it say that the Messiah, that's titled, the Messiah is supposed to be nothing more than a messenger? Or is it describing the person who happens to be the Messiah, who's no more than a messenger? That's all it doesn't tell you nothing about Messiah. It just tells you about Jesus, who happens to be the Messiah. The same way if I said the King Jerome is nothing but a black man. If I'm not describing the title of the king, I'm describing the person Jerome who happens to be the king. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, truth be told, the whole thing you're trying to do about Al-Masih is to take Jesus to a level other than being a messenger, right? And the fact of the matter is, this verse destroyed your whole argument. Because it does not say Al-Masih is a Rasul. It says Mal Masih. He is not, meaning that with the title of Al-Masih, with Al-Masih, even Al, right? Again, you're interrupting now, I'm speaking. Yeah. With the title, I did not interrupt you, I let you speak. Come on, man. Even with Al, the title of Al-Masih, it says Mal Masih ibn Maryam, even with the title, nothing more illa. See, this is the thing you're missing. When you have ma and you're not even listening, look at this. Like, see, you don't want to know the truth. If you were, you'd be listening to what I'm saying. You don't think this is rude? You think I was speaking and you just...
I heard everything you said.
Now this third lie is very, very telling, because look at him. He's at the camera. He's trying to look at who's viewing, how many views. He's not even concerned about what I'm saying. And when I tell him, look, you're not listening, he goes, I heard everything you said. But when I question him, you'll see that he didn't. So it shows, one, that they don't care about the truth. They just care about their platform, making views, getting money, getting their name out there. And secondly, that they're not hesitant to lie right to your face. And when you're caught, he gets caught right in his face.
No, what did I say?
I know you're
What did I say
how my argument falters.
No, that's not what I said. What did I just say?
Because you mentioned wasn't the message. But go ahead.
What did I say? You said you heard everything I said. Tell me what I said.
I heard
That's a
your
lie.
point. I said I heard your point.
You did not hear my point. What was my point?
Okay, is that my point is that I'm elevating Jesus.
That was way early. What did I just say?
Okay,
I
missed it. No problem.
You missed
My
it.
apologies.
You just said you heard it, and now you said you missed
I
it.
heard your
I
point.
accept your apology. No problem. Now, when you see ma and illa for the Arabic speaker, it's called slob al-husr. This is where you take it up. You're not just giving information, you're restricting. When you say, if you said, and I hope you really listen because you can learn something today, okay?
I always learn,
good.
man. I'm always open to learn.
I appreciate
Hopefully
that.
you are too, though.
I am too.
All right, beautiful.
So when you say Allahu ilah, if you say Allah is God, right? That is like the statement you were trying to make, that a king is a black man, you're trying to explain. But when you say La ilaha illallah, that gives a different emphasis. You are saying that there is none that can be Allah. Then after that, no other thing can be put in. Nothing else can be worshipped except Allah. There's a difference. It's called Slob al-Husr. Look it up, right? So when you have Ma Muhammadin, when you say Ma Muhammadin illa Rasul, right, that Muhammad is the messenger and the last of them, you're saying that the last messenger can only be the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You cannot say you're just describing Muhammad. You are giving information about others, that there's nobody else can be a messenger except this is the last of them, right? So when you say Mal Masih, the meaning is totally different. You're making nafi, that there is nothing else that can be given to Al-Masih Ibn Maryam except being a messenger. That's it. This explains. And not just that. I gave you. No, it's not the point. The whole point is there.
You're moving somewhere else.
I'm not. I'm explaining the ayah with evidences now, right?
Wait.
Masih.
We're breaking down the ayah.
Okay.
So if you want to break
Okay,
down
go
the
ahead. Break down the ayah. Go ahead.
And if you want to move to another book, we can do that. I have no problem.
Break down the ayah. Go ahead.
So very good. So
good.
What you're doing, Uthman, man?
Go ahead.
You
Explaining.
went on talking about nothing that matters, nothing that has anything to do with the point and the argument that's being brought forward. Like
I'm going to listen respectfully.
It's interesting. I appreciate it. I appreciate the respect. It's interesting to me, seriously, how you can go on for so long and say nothing about what I'm asking you and addressing the actual point. The point is that the verse that's being quoted is not telling you nothing about the Messiah. It's telling you about Jesus, who happens to be the Messiah. This is crazy.
See, this is, you didn't
like
listen.
The statement. I heard you, and you're just flawed. It's okay.
Okay, I'm going to listen.
It's okay. It's exactly like the statement saying that the king, Jerome, is not but a black man.
You cannot. It's not the same. And I explained it to you why.
It's explaining Jerome, and you're wrong. And it's a fallacy.
Did you understand the La ilaha illallah?
It's okay.
Did you understand the Ma Muhammadin?
You're not bringing nothing that has to do with
They didn't listen to any of it. They didn't listen to any of it.
No problem.
They didn't listen to any of it.
So if you want to hold that, we'll let the audience decide.
We'll let the audience decide.
We're describing Jerome, who happens to be the king.
No.
It's describing
Jesus. You could not use...
Are you interrupting me?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
apologize.
I appreciate it. So we're describing Jerome, who happens to be the king. And in the verse, it's describing Jesus, who happens to be the Messiah. It tells you nothing about the Messiah.
Gotcha.
It doesn't say that the Messiah is supposed to be nothing but a messenger. It doesn't tell you that the Messiah is supposed to be only human. And it don't tell you nothing. It doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you about Jesus. So now, if you want to move on to another book, go ahead and bring it up.
I'm gonna answer that first, and then we'll move on to another book. The first thing is, you know you're caught. That's why you're going in this circle, but it's okay. Look. When the Quran says Mal Masih, when you were talking about Messiah, you were talking about Jesus. Don't try to jump from the topic now. And the Quran now clearly tells you, it didn't just say Al-Masih. Look at this, man. This is really rude, bro. Like every time I'm speaking, you're cutting me off and stuff. I know you're so worried about your views and stuff, but come on, right? Mal Masih, when it says that, it does nafi. You don't understand what nafi is, so I'm trying to explain it to you, but you're not listening. You're just trying to rebuke, right? It tells you that nothing more can be, no higher status, no non-human qualities, none of that can be given to, listen, when it says Al-Masih, Al-Masih here, this is
The Messiah,
Mal-Masih.
the
Let me
Messiah.
finish now. You're interrupting, right?
I'm with you.
Al-Masih. No, you're not with me. You're interrupting. Let me speak and then you can. Al-Masih. When it says, if it was Al-Masih, Isa ibn Maryam huwa Rasul, you could have said, this is saying that the Masih, Isa ibn Maryam, is a messenger. But it says, Mal-Masih. You cannot give to the Masih,
No, to
Isa ibn
Jesus.
Maryam. To Jesus, of course.
Has nothing to do with
that,
the Messiah
that
title.
Jesus. It does have. It clearly says, Mal Masih.
The Messiah,
Yeah, the Messiah.
Jesus, son of Mary,
Isa ibn Maryam
is not
is
but a messenger.
not-
Has
cannot-
nothing to do with the title. It has to do with Jesus, the person.
Are you telling me or am I telling you?
We telling each other.
So no. When you were speaking, you even made me apologize for interrupting.
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can- we can
apologize
do it.
now?
No, I already did.
You just
man.
interrupted
I
right now.
apologize for
I
it.
appreciate it. All right. So now, when you have in Arabic nafi and then you have illa, istisna, it shows that that cannot have anything else added. Meaning, when you have al-Masih, Isa ibn Maryam, it cannot be anything but a messenger. That gives you khabar. Let me finish.
listening, I'm just talking
That
myself.
gives you khabar, news, right? With nafi for al-Masih and for Isa ibn Maryam, right? So you cannot say that no, some other Masih could be something different more than a human, because if it could be, you couldn't use nafi and illa. Then you would just say Isa ibn Maryam huwa Rasul. But when you use nafi, that means nobody can be added into that. Nobody can be called al-Masih except, right? That is the point.
Wait,
It
wait, say that
explains.
again? No one
Can be called the
Messiah
Masih
except?
who is not a messenger,
Oh,
who is
stop
more
it.
than that's the Quran. Mal Masih Isa ibn Maryam illa Rasul. So when you have nafi here, that means that. And I explained this to you, but you're not listening. When you say La ilaha illallah, Allah could have said Allah huwal ilah.
Meaning
Allah,
that-
let me finish.
that
Let
nothing
me
to do with
finish.
that
It does. You're not understanding the linguistics,
okay.
and that's why you're not getting
Yeah,
the point,
I'm
or you
ignorant.
don't want to get the
No,
point.
I'm just ignorant.
But that's fine.
I'm just
It's okay. Here to educate you.
No.
We're here to educate you. طيب? So when you see Mal Masih, this is like saying La ilaha illallah. So now, when you say La ilaha illallah, and you say, well, what about another ilah? That could be something different. You cannot be. The ilah can only be Allah. So Al-Masih can only be the Rasul. He cannot be more or less.
That
It's
is
going to be a
a
Rasul.
criminal reading of
That
the
is not a criminal reading. That is according to the...
Criminal
Okay,
reading.
just tell me what's
Just-
Slob
just
al-Hasr.
like the footnote was
What's
a
Slob
criminal reading of the
al-Hasr?
text.
What's Slob al-Hasr?
Criminal reading.
Okay, show me,
you
show
gave
me
your
a
point.
tafsir or a hadith
point.
or a evidence that says different to
That
that.
says what?
That says that no, this does not mean that Masih is a Rasul.
I never. That's not
Okay.
my point.
Now, let me give you how
So,
criminal your
Uthman,
reading is.
What you're doing is that you're demonstrating that you don't understand the argument.
I do understand the argument.
What you're doing
You're
is,
running from
you
it.
know, you have a script that you have to stick to. And
I'm
that's
not
why you
sticking
can't
to
go
a
off
script.
the script.
When you say Al-Masih,
It's just-
then again, like I hate to. When I hate
Al-Masih
to,
who?
Al-Masih Isa ibn Maryam.
Thank you.
Who
So
are Rasul.
who's it talking
If
about?
you were saying this would be for Jesus, when you have mal before it, see, this is what you're missing. The ma. This is nafi. That nothing else. Right? Illa Rasul, then you have to say that this means the explanation of Al-Masih and of Isa ibn Maryam is that he's a messenger.
Wait,
And
what
this is Ibn Abi Shayba.
Ibn Abi Shayba?
I'm sorry, Musannaf. This is Ibn Abi Hatim.
Ibn Abi Hatim?
Yeah, Musnad from Ibn Abi Hatim. Look at
Alright.
it. It's a really great print too. Darul Ibn al-Jawziyah, by the way. Thank.
Okay.
So now, here, when you have a hadith with the sanad, حدثنا أبو سعيد الأشق عن وكيع عن سفيان عن منصور عن إبراهيم المسيح معناه الصديق. There you go. Take a picture.
What does it say?
Read it. حدثنا أبو سعيد الأشق.
Translate word for
Ashq.
word, please.
It was reported from Abu Sa'id al-Ashj, who reported from Waqi', who reported from Sufyan, from Mansur, from Ibrahim, who's a Nakhai, al-Masih al-Siddiq, right? The Masih.
Translate.
I'm translating, bro. Listen. So I gave you the chain. Al-Masih has the meaning of those that are.
No, it doesn't say those. It's not
It does.
plural.
It says Siddiq.
Not those.
Okay.
Stop.
Al-Masih.
The
You know what
Messiah,
Masih means?
the
Is
Messiah
Siddiq. Is the
thank you.
honest,
So,
right?
Thank you.
Isnaduhu sahih.
No problem.
Okay.
So
Now-
no, wait. Let's pause here.
Go
'cause
ahead.
I love what you just did.
Good.
Well, I had to catch you.
How did you
Because
catch me?
what you tried to do
Okay.
is that you tried to say that this hadith is
Uh-huh.
applying it to those is in the plural.
Okay.
Multiple. No, it's not. It's talking
ahead.
about one person, one Messiah.
It is not.
Says,
It's saying
it
a
says
title.
The Messiah.
Okay.
The Messiah is honest.
Okay.
Truthful.
Now let me.
That's what you said. That's what it says.
Let me
correct?
finish.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Can we acknowledge that it's not talk? It doesn't mention nothing about plural or.
It is not plural.
Thank you.
But it does
So it's
explain the
one-sided.
word Masih.
In what?
The word Masih.
No, it gives an opinion of who?
Ibrahim.
Thank you. So that's an opinion of a scholar.
with a hadith. It's a hadith, the chain.
It's an opinion.
Look. This is where you lost again, right?
No, I didn't lose
Let me explain
No.
it. Aqwal
You're
of the
giving you're giving me
let me
tafsir.
finish. It's not tafsir. This is okay. Look, this is when you have a maktu', mawquf, marfu'. These are called hadith. Okay, go ahead.
345.
Are you trying to jump now or?
No, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you say that this is a hadith, the statements of the senior tabi'un, the statements of Sahaba, I explained this to you last time, and that of Rasulullah sallam, all the way to Allah. These are types of hadith. We use those ahadith. No, again, it's not called a tafsir hadith. You use those ahadith for tafsir, to understand concepts. When you ask for hadith, and I told you about Ibn Abbas last time, and I have
That gave a different opinion.
That gave an opinion. Oh no, again, and I explained this to you last time again. Al-Masih have many meanings, like a Rasul has multiple meanings.
The Quran.
We just gave it. No. In the Quran, it said illa Rasul. In the Hadith, it said a Siddiq. He said not in the Quran or Hadith. No. You just said not in the Quran or Hadith. Let me finish. In the Quran right here, it mentions Rasul. And this is not a difference of opinion.
What do you mean?
This is giving the depth of the meaning. So in the Hadith.
What did Ibn Abbas say?
Here.
Remember what he said?
Yeah, I got you.
Anointed with blessing, right?
Yes, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No problem.
Nothing wrong with that.
What did this scholar just say?
He's a Siddiq, those that are honest.
Those that are honest.
Okay.
No, not those.
Stop. Look. Al-Masih. Let me. No, you're not catching. Let me explain this to you. If I say, Ar-Rajul. Let me finish.
I wasn't done. You cut me off.
Go ahead. You cut me off. I wasn't done speaking.
This is what's interesting.
But let you continue. Go ahead.
When I bring you the hadith, when I ask you, bring the hadith,
okay.
Bring the Quran. I asked him to bring hadith explaining what Messiah means and the purpose of Messiah. What you keep doing is showing me different opinions, tafsirs, explanations of different people, different scholars, maybe companions or something like that, that all differ on what it means. They have no answer. This is why you have to keep shuffling from scholar to scholar. This is bad.
I'm letting you finish.
But here's another thing about this, is that the verse that we read last time, chapter 3, verse 45. Chapter 3, verse 45 of the Quran. This is what it says. When, I don't even know if it says angel in that word, but I think it's spirit, but whatever. When the angels said, O Mary, indeed, Allah gives you good tidings of a word from him, whose name will be the Messiah.
Thank you.
Jesus, son of Mary.
Thank you.
You can't.
You just ruined your own trigger.
No, you can't.
Okay,
find
now.
No. Can you admit that there's nobody else in your hadiths, in your Quran, that's the Messiah? Can you admit that? Yes or no?
Are you done?
Please just be honest.
Finish speaking, and I'm going to speak. Okay. Now, when you mention this verse, the other verse clarified your point. When you say that this is the name given to Al-Masih, right, which is Isa ibn Maryam, right? So when the other ayah said he is nothing more than a messenger, it explained what Jesus, the Messiah, was nothing more than a messenger. It explained it. And you messed up your own point by bringing this ayah, because this ayah then shows Ismuhu Al-Masih. So when he's given that title and explained that Al-Masih is nothing more than a Rasul, the Quran explained it. Well, no, let me finish. When you say Al-Mustafa, Al-Nabi, Al-Rasul, when you say this, Al-Rasul, right? When you say the messenger, right? And you said Al-Rasul is the one that Risala is given to. Then you say that everybody who's a Rasul is given a risala. You don't say, oh, it says al, so it's only about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, that's not the way language works.
Show me somebody else who's called the Messiah. Quit wasting our time.
Let me finish. No, look, you spoke, I listen. Now I speak, you listen. Now,
I asked a direct question.
Listen.
Is anybody else in the Quran or the Hadith called the Messiah? Yes or no?
Let me finish. Let me finish and I'll answer your question. I got you. Okay?
Here's the mic. Yes
I take it and we'll drop it in a minute. Relax, right? Now, when you ask that question, I have shown you from the Quran first the meaning that Allah has given. I did, and I'm not going to go back over it because everybody's seen it, right?
Yes, we all seen it.
Now, when the Hadith and the Sahaba, and this is Hadith, this is when you're saying the Quran and Hadith, I'm showing you Hadith, you don't understand what a Hadith is. I've explained it 3 times, I'll explain it again. Mawquf narrations, marfu'.
It's a yes or no.
Let me finish so you can understand. No, I'm not in a court. I will.
You are in a court.
I will. No, I'm not in a court. I'm not a court. You're not a judge. It's not a court.
God is the judge.
God is the judge. Let God judge me. Let God moderate our judgment. You are not my accuser.
Yes or no?
You are not my judge. Now,
yes or no?
in the Quran, in the Hadith, when you find the meaning of a word, and there are multiple meanings, that does not mean they're different. Let me finish. According to Quran, it mentions Al-Masih being Rasul. It mentions in Hadith As-Siddiq, right? Al-Masih being Siddiq, or being those that are chosen as Ibn Abbas.
Don't say those.
All of
Don't
those.
say those,
Ibn Abbas.
You already admitted that.
The statement
So
of Ibn Abbas.
Stop saying that as if it's referring to people in the plural. You already admitted it.
Tayyib. So when you talk about, right, the statement of Al-Hasan, right, here, الَّذِي يَمْسَحُ بِهِ Al-Anbiya. This is Jam'a, right? You understand what Jam'a means? Plural. Look at it.
Just read it. Read it word for word. What it says.
Okay. قال الحسن والسعيد شمري والدهن أو بالدهن الذي يمسح به أنبياء. Anbiya is plural. Take a picture.
Can you read it and translate it?
I will. Relax, bro. Relax. Why are you worried?
No, you gotta
Why are you worried?
No,
Stop sweating, bro. I got you. I got you.
I'm filthy, remember?
Yeah, you can touch me, just not the Quran.
Okay. So,
وقال الحسن.
word for word.
Okay. Hassan said. And Sa'id
Hassan said.
Shimr, right? These are the early tabi'un. This is hadith, right? Because
it's tafsir.
Again, he doesn't understand what a hadith is.
Break it down
This is the
word for word.
5th time I'm going to explain that.
5th time I'm asking you
when
to
you
give a
have
direct answer.
a statement
Worry
from
about the statement.
a tabi'i, from a sahabi, from Rasulullah sallallahu from
Uthman,
Allah,
my friend.
these are all hadith.
Translate it
now,
word
I
for
will,
word.
but stop making the misconception that this is not a hadith,
Read
right?
it word for word.
They are the ones that are anointed.
They are the
بالدهن,
ones?
right?
Wait. They are the ones?
بالدهن. It doesn't mention here, but I will show you. بالدهن. I got you, right? الذي
Why do I have to keep catching you?
الذي يمسح به الأنبياء.
Word for word. Translate.
The one anointed.
The one?
Okay, hold on.
Beautiful.
Hold on. I got you.
The one?
I got you.
So it's talking about one?
No, it doesn't say the one, but it says a dahan.
That's what you just said.
Let me read if you don't mind, right? بالدهن, right? الذي
the one
يمسح,
who is
the
what?
ones that are anointed.
No, don't say
okay,
ones.
look.
Why do you keep switching?
Let me just finish reading, right?
No, read it correctly though.
I am, but the jam'a comes later. That's why I can't translate it like that, okay?
Uthman, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold you accountable.
Anointed, right?
Wait, who?
It says, it didn't say
It
he
says
or
the one, right?
It does not say the.
No. When you read
It does not say the, right?
Start it
but
over.
I'll explain why it's.
No, I don't want explanation.
Okay.
I want translation.
Okay.
Go from the beginning.
Okay, from the
read
beginning.
It word for word.
قال الحسن والسعيد والشمر,
Translate.
right? Al-Hasan, Hasan al-Basri, and Al-Sa'id and Shimr, they said, بالدهن, with anointment.
Wait, the one who is anointed,
It does not
right?
say the one.
Then why did you say that earlier?
Because I'll explain it if you let me speak.
No.
Arabic doesn't see, again, like when you say ذهب الرجل, right? You say went man. In Arabic, the fi'l comes first. So if you're like, say man first, you're asking me to mistranslate. Let me translate the whole line and then you'll understand, okay?
No, translate it word for word.
Word for word.
Quit jumping
بالدهن.
from one to ones. Go ahead.
Because you keep interjecting, right? بالدهن, with the anointment that they are anointed with. يمسح به الأنبياء. الأنبياء is jam'a.
Can you
It's
translate
plural.
word for word?
I
You're not
just
translating.
did.
No, you didn't.
Anointed, the ones that
The one.
no, anointed.
You just said it
no,
doesn't say
because
the ones.
it doesn't say
Now
the
you're
ones.
saying
It
the
doesn't
one.
say the one either, right? It says
What does it say?
anointed are the the anbiya.
No.
Yeah,
No,
read.
what you
read.
said, what you
No,
keep
you're
flipping
putting
and
because Arabic doesn't work. It doesn't say al ahad. It doesn't say al
You keep
jama.
switching. That's you.
Because you're not letting me finish the line. Look, you're just trying to run from this now.
No,
you're just
you're
trying to
the
run.
one running,
Look,
Uthman.
بالدهن, with an anointment, يمسح, that is يمسح به. It doesn't say yet.
You said
it does
earlier.
not. Look, don't throw stuff in my mouth. Let me
No,
finish.
you said
You're just
it.
trying to run from this. Al-Anbiya.
What am I supposed to do?
Al-Anbiya. Because Al-Anbiya is plural, because it's plural, then from the beginning you can say those.
No,
because
it
the
doesn't.
plural comes later. It doesn't say mufrad. Allahu Akbar, right here.
Can you actually
Anbiya.
translate word for word?
I did repeatedly.
No, 'cause
I'm going to do it one more
every
time.
you
Okay,
repeat
you
it,
need to be
You
quiet.
went from the
You need to
one
be
who's
quiet.
anointed,
You need to
then
be-
you switch from
be-
the ones who's anointed.
If you're quiet,
and
I'll
then
translate again.
And then you switched and said it doesn't say the ones or the one. That's what you said. You
Let me-
switched 3 times. So now I'm
Because
saying the one.
let
Tell me which one it is.
see again. You're not letting me finish.
No, I'm
going
trying
to
to understand what you
translate
said.
word by word. Okay.
Thank you.
It does not mention singular or plural in the beginning.
Okay.
بالدهن الذي يمسح. It is. They are the ones that are anointed.
Why do you
به.
keep saying they are the ones who's anointed and it doesn't say
Because it says al-anbiya.
Alright.
In Arabic, it doesn't work like that. You don't say the jam'a first. When you have anbiya, take a picture.
Yeah, we're gonna read this together.
Go for it.
My Arabic speakers,
Go
y'all
ahead.
see what's highlighted? Y'all see the sentence.
Go ahead.
I need you guys to translate this word for word because our man Uthman keeps on switching up what it means. I can't.
Translate.
I mean, I just can't get this.
You're just caught, so that's why you're running from it.
I'm caught. This is hilarious to me. You keep switching up.
Go ahead,
and
finish.
saying
Read
that
it.
it says
Read
the
it.
one,
Read it.
and
Read
then you
it.
keep switching
Read
and
it.
saying
Read
the
it.
ones plural, and then you said it doesn't say the ones. It's not mentioning the ones. Which one is it? And
Once
you still
again,
haven't answered
it
my
says
question.
بالدهن الذي يمسح به أنبياء. When it says أنبياء, it says أنبياء, that is plural. So now you don't have to say those in the beginning, but when you see jam'a, plural, that means it's those, right? So when it says أنبياء, إذا مسح به الشخص علم إنه النبي, right? If somebody is anointed with it, know that they are a nabi, they're a prophet, right? So now
Yes,
when you
and
have
who-
jam'a,
who was anointed with it to be called Messiah?
again, so here it explains the word Masih having to do with anointment, and this would be anbiya. It mentions it as a plural.
Who is the
Okay,
one
like-
that was anointed and called them to be the Messiah?
Once again, أي شخص, whoever, a person is anointed,
not whoever.
it says shakhs. It says whoever, the shakhs. You don't know.
Look,
Look,
you keep
shakhs.
switching.
Shakhs, what does shakhs
You don't
mean?
know.
This is the next line, shakhs. علموا
Who's this
إنه
now?
نبي.
Wait, who's this now?
This is the continuation, right?
Wait,
In
is
kharaja.
it a different person? saying
خرج
this
من
now?
بطن. No, it's a
Or same
continuation.
Hassan?
Yeah, look.
Okay, yeah.
خرج من بطن يمسح بالدهن طيب الريح. إذا مسح به الشخص, if any shakhs
translate
is
word for word.
مسح, I am.
No, you're not.
If anybody, shakhs, this is nakiran, and not al-shakhs,
Is what?
nakiran, is anointed, musiha, then know that they are a nabi. That means masih.
No.
Here, yeah, know that
know
he's a
that they are a
prophet.
no,
Yeah, and shakhs.
this is amazing
Shakhs
to me.
is nakiran.
This is
Now
amazing.
you're caught.
No, I'm
now
not
you're
caught. We're gonna
caught.
break this
These
down.
are a
This is
hadith.
easy.
You're caught. Book in
This is
hand.
easy. This
No,
is
no.
incredible.
I gotta.
No, keep that.
No, I gotta
Keep it.
get
No,
going.
we're not done.
I'm not just gonna go
you're
on
not
yours.
done.
I
You're
got
not
my own
done.
stuff to ask now.
So this is what
Hold
happened.
on.
This is what you just read. What you just read
Go ahead.
is how it said how the Messiah is the one who's anointed with this, and then it went on to say, talk about prophets who are anointed. That's what it went to talk about.
It did not. You just lied.
messiahs.
You
This
just
is
lied. You
incredible.
just
No,
lied.
you
I
just
did not
lied.
say that.
That's exactly
I'm
what
going
you
to read
just
it
said.
again.
No,
right? بالدهن.
so this-
الذي يمسح
no,
به
this-
أنبياء.
who was
Meaning the
anointed-
Masih
who was anointed to
are.
be the Messiah?
Look, it
That's my question.
says al-anbiya.
Not
Meaning
not the Messiahs,
al-anbiya.
not the Messiahs.
الذي يمسح به
This is sad.
al-anbiya.
This is
Al-anbiya is jama.
This is
It's in
sad.
front of your face.
This is
You're
sad.
caught,
No,
right?
you're the one
And
who's
then
caught.
the same
You're
and
the one
same
who's
says
caught.
إذا مسح
You're the one
به
who's caught.
شخص.
You're the one who's caught. Talking about
شخص is
prophets.
نكرا.
Talking about
علم علم إنه نبي أي شخص
Talking about prophets,
نكرة.
thank you.
So prophets,
Talking about prophets, not the
Masih,
Messiah specifically.
it does. إذا مسيح,
Oh my goodness.
مسيح,
I can't wait.
مسيح, look,
can't wait.
look
This
at the
is gonna
word.
be
Look
This
at the
is gonna
word.
be good.
Go ahead,
This is
go
gonna be
ahead,
good.
go ahead.
This is
I
gonna be
brought you the
good.
book in front of your face.
Yes, you did.
What
This
does
is
that
gonna
word
be
say?
good. This is
What
gonna
does
be
that word?
This fourth lie is evident. You can see it. The book's right in front of him, and he's lying. But not just that, I want to make a point. What was the point of this question? That what's behind it is them trying to say that you cannot tell us what the concept of Al-Masih is from the Quran and Hadith, rather you have to go to the Bible, which is a lie. They've been caught, and that's why they're jumping from thing to thing, point to point, sidetrack to sidetrack, because their main point has been decimated by the Quran itself. I'm going to show this here in the Quran. If you know the Arabic language properly without any tafsir, you can know Al-Masih, as has been explained, is called a Rasul. It's been explained. But I'm going to put on the screen here a scan of the grammatical analysis of the Quran. Now, if you knew enough Nahu, if you knew what Mubtada and Khabar, if you knew Arabic grammar and what the subject and news is, you wouldn't even need this. But for those who do, you can see in Surah Al-Ma'idah, in the ayah that I have presented, Al-Masih is the Mubtada. This is the subject. What is the Khabar? What is the news that explains who is Al-Masih? Rasul. You can see I've highlighted the Mubtada Khabar. It's known through Rafa because Marfu'. Again, in English, the subject matter here is Al-Masih. And what does it tell you? It tells you exactly, gives you the news of who Al-Masih is. It's a messenger, explains that concept, Al-Mubtada wal-Khabar, in the Quran. If you knew the Arabic, if you knew the grammar, it's evident, it's obvious just from the Quran itself. So their point has been decimated and their Islamophobic careers have been destroyed.